we walk into the clubhouse. I think everyone truly respects each other and loves each other. I think winning this World Series really pissed a lot of people off.
Mm,
I think that the baseball world is going to be very divided. I think that we probably won't get baseball for a little while in 2027 due to
interesting.
the negotiation process. A lot of these owners, they have so much money and they're not investing enough into their teams. You watch the Dodgers, they're literally putting everything.
3 balls, 2 strikes, pressure is on. This is where we discuss real estate, property improvement, and business. Together, we'll strategize on how to win. Welcome to the Full Count. Hey everyone, welcome back to Full Count Podcast. We have a really cool guest today, Olivia Garvey. She's got a lot of stuff to talk about with us in regards to Dodger Insight. So, Olivia, thank you for being on today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking at your screen now and I'm like, oh my gosh, your video is way better than mine.
No, you're good.
Sorry. Yours is
iPhone's
so
good.
clear and so good.
There's a lot of effort that goes with it. I think that people that watch podcasts don't really understand how much effort there is in that, you know?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I still need to upgrade though. There's a lot of things I need to do, but we'll see how it goes with time. I mean, I'm still a realtor at heart on a daily
Yeah,
basis anyways.
I
Um,
love it.
yeah. So if you can kind of tell us your journey in journalism, how you got started and why you chose sports for that matter.
So I mean, sports has been a part of my life, my entire life. I grew up going to Dodger Stadium. I mean, I used to call it my second home. I would, always beg my dad to let me go with him anytime the Dodgers needed him. So, baseball has been in my life forever. And
Hmm.
I didn't know that I wanted to be a part of baseball. I always wanted to kind of separate my life from, my dad's career and everything that he did, and everyone's like, why would you do that? And it's just, a lot of people will understand that, just wanting to be your own person.
Right.
But I didn't realize just how much I loved, you know sports in general. I mean, I always loved, waking up on Sunday and watching football. I mean, I watched
Mm.
baseball my entire life. And so I think in my mid 20s, I wanted to be an actress. So I moved to Los
Oh,
Angeles
okay.
and that's what I wanted to do. And I went on and yeah, I know not a lot of people know that. I wanted
No.
to be an actress. I grew up with all my mom's parents, or sorry, all my mom's friends. A lot of them were actresses, and I used to watch them and I used to love it. And I went to an audition and I left and I called my dad and I said, you know what? I don't think this is for me. I think I want to be in the sports world. And he's like, finally. I mean, I've been waiting for you to tell me that, because I
Right.
would be the one on the couch, talking with him, asking him so many questions. And he would be like, you need to be on air. You need to be doing this because you do ask the right questions. You are so invested
Hmm.
in whatever sport that I'm watching on the couch. So I like flipped my life that day. I went to Arizona. I really started from the bottom. Yes, my dad was helpful in kickstarting my career, but I started at the bottom. I was on the field doing games at Camelback Ranch for the Dodgers and the White Sox.
Nice.
I did that for 2 seasons, 2 spring trainings, and then the Dodgers, kind of hired me on to be a little intern in their PR team, which is a machine, by the way. Dodgers PR, whoever is a part of it is just a rock star. And I learned so much more about the game, the behind the scenes, because I didn't know. I was always just a fan.
Right.
And then I actually met someone from the NFL network, because networking is so big in what we do.
Oh yeah,
And
I imagine.
yeah, I did. I would be the person at Camelback Ranch to kind of show people around, some VIP people around. And I met someone at the NFL Network and they said, hey, like, if you want to get out of this world and, get out of your comfort zone, we're looking for interns anytime that, love the game of football and love sports. So I took them up on that. I went to the NFL Network for 2 seasons and someone came up to me and said, have you ever thought about being on air? I said, no,
Wow.
never. I
There you
wanted to be a
go.
producer at that point. And yeah, and they gave me a little test, and I just started a reel and went from there. And NBC Palm Springs picked me up. And that's where it all started.
That's really cool. So you kind of got best of both worlds, in terms of being on camera, right? Like the actors, actresses,
Yeah.
and your passion being sports. Is there a preference of, one over the other in terms of football or baseball? I imagine it's baseball, but if there is, why?
Yeah. Um, I mean, I love baseball. When I'm on air, I don't really need a script with baseball because I
Mm,
understand it so well,
mm-hmm.
and I'm just talking about the game that I love. I watch it religiously.
Right.
Football I love. I mean, who doesn't love football? I mean, I get up on Saturdays, I watch College Game Day. I watch 12 hours of commercial-free football on Sunday with Scott Hansen Red Zone. I mean, there are commercials now, but when I worked for Scott doing Red Zone back in the day, he did not get up to go to the bathroom. So just a side note there. I mean,
Yeah.
it was literally 7 hours of commercial free football. And
Dang.
so,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I love football, but baseball, I talk about it and I don't need a script. I don't need, as much help with it. I mean, with football, I can just talk about it too, but there's just a difference in,
Right.
being comfortable on air and talking about it.
I could see that, especially because your dad, who he is as well, growing up. If you could tell the audience who your dad is, because those may not know, I'm not sure. Well, I think they do, but
Yes, my dad is Steve Garvey. He played for the Dodgers for 15 years, and then the last 5 years of his career, he played for the Padres.
and so
So,
you
yeah.
didn't end up a Padre fan. You ended up a Dodger fan.
I don't get me wrong. I love the Padres. I grew
Okay.
up going to Petco Park. I think their food there is great. I
Yeah.
love all of the
Stadium.
history. Tony Gwynn Jr., Tony Gwynn. I mean, I love that Padres family so much. But I don't know. I bleed blue, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Good.
I mean, and now that I cover them, which by the way, I'm able to separate my fandom from the work that I do, but I cover them. I bleed blue.
Good. I love that. I love the loyalty that you stick with it and you keep it going. So that's really nice. So as you know, this
Yeah,
podcast is
you have
called
to.
For sure, for sure. There's some people that do bandwagon type stuff, right? So, I mean, it is what it is.
Of
But
course.
I was just saying. So this is a full count
Yeah.
podcast. We talk about baseball, and then anything to do with business and things like that. But considering the name Full Count, right? I know you know what that means. I know the audience at this point knows what it means. Was there like a full count moment in your career where you overcame an obstacle of some sort and you persevered, and maybe the audience listening might be able to come away with something positive and beneficial for their life? Maybe it's with life, journalism, or someone that wants to become a journalist might want to hear this advice.
I made sure that when I started my sports career, I was going to continue to step out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
I could have stayed at Camelback Ranch. I could have stayed with the Dodgers, but if I didn't go to the NFL Network, I wouldn't be where I am today. If
Mm,
I didn't leave and go to Washington, D.C. for those 3 years, I wouldn't be the reporter I am today. I learned so much at ABC, WJLA in DC. I learned how to be a reporter. I had to cover the Redskins slash Commanders, now Commanders,
right.
all the off the field issues my first year. Ask the very difficult questions because of what was going on with that team. And so I would just say, even if it gives you a little bit of that
Hmm.
anxiety of maybe leaving home or being far away from your parents, or I get it. Like I freaked out when I took that job in DC, but I wouldn't be where I am today and as strong as I am in my career because of it.
Yeah, that's a long way from home. Being in DC, that must be tough, and especially jumping into NFL. I want to go ahead and ask you now a little bit about the Dodgers when it comes to two-peat, right? Or what do they call it, back to back? Do you think there's going to be a
Yeah.
three-peat, and why?
Do I think there will be a three-peat? Um, Baseball's a really hard
Mm-hmm.
sport. The 162 games a year. And then you have to play in the postseason, which is so much more intense than the regular
Sure.
season. There's a reason why people that don't watch baseball in the regular season hop on during the postseason because it's absolutely
Mm-hmm.
electric. I think it is exactly like hockey, where you are just tuned in every single game, no matter where your fandom lies. Like I think it is so difficult. Now, the Dodgers are different. Their front office is an absolute
Hmm.
well-oiled machine. The fact that they just got Diaz,
Yes.
that
Right.
reliever from the Mets. Sorry, Mets fans, we got him. They continue to push the bar in baseball. And if they go and get Scooble, I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's
Like,
over
I don't know
if
what
they
to
do.
tell you guys. Do I think they can do it?
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Is it I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be like, yeah, it's going to happen because this sport is so hard. You see the toll that it takes or the toll that it puts on all of these players. Mookie Betts had a really hard season. He had a really up and down season, but he pulled it together. And I mean, it's just so
Hmm.
difficult. You sold the bullpen completely collapsed this year compared to the year
Right.
before. There's always going to be difficulties in every single team. And but with the Dodgers, they have backup. They have backup after backup after backup that's absolutely dominant. So sure. I mean, yes, I
I,
think they
right.
can do it. I just don't want to say it's a 100% thing because this sport is so hard. It is so hard and it's hard to maintain that level of success for 6 months. But the Dodgers continue to surprise us and they go after it. I would not be surprised if they won in
Yeah, I
2026.
was surprised to see the starters become the closers, like Tyler Glasnow and Blake
Was
Snell.
that not incredible?
It's crazy, right? Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And that, but that's what makes the Dodgers so great is that those guys, because being a starter is completely
for
different
sure.
than coming out of the pen. I mean, it is for the fact that Sasaki was okay, Roki completely switching up the way that he pitches and how he goes
Hmm.
about it. That's tough to hear. You're not going to be a starter. You're coming out of the pen. Became a hero and he stepped up to the plate and was like, I'll do anything for this team. But mentally,
For
that's
sure.
tough. That's really tough for an athlete to be like, okay, I'm just going to come out for 2 innings, an inning. That's not what, Blake Snell, Yamamoto, what their minds are wired to do. So I think that's what makes the Dodgers so great is that they're willing to do whatever it takes to win. And that's what we saw this year
What do
for
you think
sure.
it is about the Dodgers that are so fantastic? Besides the talent, obviously, you mentioned the front office. Like Andrew Friedman is a genius.
Mhm.
I think. I mean, he was just saying at the winter meetings I had seen that he has nightmares about the bullpen, and that's why he got Diaz essentially. So, is there anything else in particular about the team that makes them obviously better than majority of the teams out there?
I'm not. I always am hesitant to say this because I'm not in every
Right.
clubhouse. Obviously, I don't see the bond with other teams. I see the bond with this team, and it's
Hmm.
incredible. I mean, you don't win championships like the Dodgers do without everybody being best friends or everyone loving
Right.
each other. They really do seem like they're all brothers. Like this is a brotherhood, this is a fraternity, and it seems like that every single time we walk into the clubhouse. I think everyone truly respects each other and loves each other, and they just have fun. Then and you have Dave Roberts as a manager. I mean, the nicest human being on the planet, a guy that just wants to be a player's
Right.
manager. I think that the Dodgers are the full package, and I think that's what helps them so much is that they genuinely do love being with each other.
I can agree with that. Just from seeing that chemistry on TV versus some other teams, I could agree with that. Well,
Yeah.
now if they do win and they do a three-peat, how will that change the culture of baseball, or maybe the organization itself, or Los Angeles for that matter? Any thoughts on that if they do win a three-peat?
I think that 2027 is going to be a very interesting year in Major League
26 or
Baseball.
27?
I or yeah, yeah,
Oh.
2027. Yeah. No, I think 2027. Only because I think winning this World Series really pissed a lot of people off.
Mm,
I think that the baseball world is going to be very divided. I think that we probably won't get baseball for a little while in 2027 due to
interesting.
the negotiation process. That's just my take on it. I know a lot of people have that take. So I think that if they do it again, I think owners and I think the players are going to butt heads like they already are, and Manford too, because they want a cap in
Right.
this league. The players obviously do not. It's working great for them that they don't have a cap. So, um, my take on it is, if you wanted to win, you would spend the
Hmm.
money. Like, I think that a lot of these owners, they have so much money and they're not investing enough into their teams. You watch the Dodgers, they're literally putting everything. Mark Walters is looking at Andrew like, here, do whatever you want. I don't I'll just say yes or no, but he's probably like, I'll most likely say yes because you're doing the job for us to win
Sure.
championships. And I think that more owners need to be like that. Take it away. Enjoy. I mean, they have money, maybe not as much money like the Pirates
Hmm.
and Cincy. I don't. They obviously don't have as much money as the Dodgers, but you have to put the effort in and the money in to win
Hmm.
championships, and you're watching the Dodgers do that. So I think if they win again, all hell is going to break loose if it hasn't already in Major
I
League
sure hope it
Baseball.
does. I do kind of hope that. I kind of want to see. I don't know if that division happens in 2027 and all that animosity per se. Do you think that will help the sport? Because I feel like it'll make it more competitive in a way, so maybe more people will tune in. Because it seems like the viewership of baseball keeps growing. So I don't know if that 2027, if that was to occur in 26, if that would actually help the sport at all.
Oh, I think your people are going to tune in to see
Yeah.
what happens. But yeah, I do agree. I'm like mixed with
Okay.
this because I'm saying this as like I grew up with a team that's absolutely dominating now. We didn't for so
Hmm.
long. So I'm just sitting here like I get to cover a team who's winning championships and is going out there and getting the best relievers, the best hitters, the best defense. I mean, they are a full circle, and that's what they want when going into the off season, the winter meetings, and then delivering when spring training starts. So for me, it's like this is great, but I do feel for the fans, especially the fans of teams where they're not getting the top guys due to not investing
Hmm.
in that. So I do feel for them. I think that's what makes it so great is, having every team be competitive in this. It's just tough because the markets are so
Right.
different and there is no cap. There is no cap in this sport.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just
Right. I
tough.
really hope for example, I feel bad for the Yankees. I want their ownership to invest like the Dodgers are doing. And I know they are doing that. They got close to half a billion or close to 1 billion, but I just don't see
Yeah.
them doing what the Dodgers are doing, unfortunately. And they did do a three-peat back in the day. And I as a kid, I saw how popular the Yankee logo was, how
Right.
fashionable it became. And overall, I could only imagine what's going to happen now if the Dodgers can do that with technology and how everything is
Mhm.
more, on a perspective internationally because of like people like Otani, right? Viewership just continues to grow and grow. And I think that would be good for the sport to
Yeah.
finally see it as maybe not number one because that's football, of course, but it looks like it's beating basketball in a way for viewership.
Yeah. No, and I agree. And they've done a great job of bringing younger fans in, making the game shorter with the pitch
Right.
clock. They're trying. They're trying. So I mean, we'll see what moves forward. I think it's just going to be a very interesting 2 years in this sport.
Okay, good. Good to hear. Now, a few more questions. I just wanted to check with you. What do you think AI is going to do with baseball in terms of like the ABS system and Statcast maybe improving with AI? Do you think that's going to make it more exciting, and also will it make it more of an equal playing field for other teams that don't have the large budget like the Dodgers or Yankees?
Yeah, I do. I think this is a generational
Hmm.
thing too. Like for me, I think that I love the sport of baseball just the way it is. I don't like
Yeah.
change. I don't like change, especially in Major League Baseball. So I look at it. I'm like, I don't want to see a robo up. I want to see the man behind the plate that we've seen this entire time. Calling the shots. As much as they may really annoy
Right.
us sometimes and want to throw something at our TV, that's part of the game. You see the refs in the NFL and it's the
Hmm.
same thing, I mean, I think that's just what makes it fun to
I
get
agree. I love
mad
seeing
at them.
players yelling at the umpires and vice versa. It just makes it more exciting to see players get thrown out
Right?
for getting upset. It makes it exciting. So I don't know what that's going to do when you put in the robot.
Right. I feel the same way. But I think the younger generation, they're growing up with
Hmm.
AI right now. They're seeing how capable it is and how incredible it is, because AI, it has its ups and downs just
Right.
like everything in life. I think it is a scary, scary thing at times. Um, I don't know how much. I'm sure they'll have to implement it in some way. They're already
Okay.
doing it. I mean, that's just life, and every sport will do it. I like old school baseball. That's just who I am. So
A true baseball fan. Okay, so I have this thing
yeah.
that we do on Full Count where we have our guest leave a question for the next guest, without knowing who it is. But the last guest we had on, I'm going to ask you the question they have
Okay.
for you, and then you can provide us your question for the next guest. He's a film producer, and his question is, what drives you?
What drives me? I think for me personally, it's to prove to people that I am capable of doing my job, not because of my last
Mm,
name. That is very, very important to me, that I mean, and my husband will tell you this. I mean, like, I care way too much what people think. It's just who I
it's
am. And
important.
he says it's my red. Yeah, well, yeah, and he says it's my red flag because he's a guy that's like, I don't. He was an athlete. He's like, I don't care what I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I wish I had that mindset.
Hmm.
But for me, it's making sure that people understand that I'm allowed to be here. I'm meant to be here, not because of my
Right.
last name, but because of what I'm able to do and what I'm capable to do in this sport or in this field. So, yeah, I think that's what drives me the most.
That's awesome. And I could see that. I mean, especially someone that's on air or on TV where people can see you, right? Interact with you. It's very important that you care, I think, versus people behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that point. Now, what about your question for the next guest I might have on? Don't know who it is, so I don't
You
even know
don't
who it
know who
is
it
yet.
is? Oh God.
So
Okay.
it could be very vague.
What drives
Uh-huh.
you is a great question. What drives you is, oh my gosh, I'm like on the, okay, let
So
me
I
think
had
about this.
Tyler Glassnow on. He asked a really powerful philosophical question. Everyone's asked pretty like philosophical type questions, which I didn't expect. I thought it was going to be like, "Hey, what's your favorite team?" or "What do you think of this player?" or whatever. But no, I mean, it can go anywhere at this point.
Oh my God, do I ask like a
I
stoic
don't know. It's up to
question?
you.
I don't know. Okay. I guess I could say like, what gets you up in the morning? I mean, like what gets you up in the morning to be motivated to, go throughout your
Mm.
day? And that's a question that anybody could answer, and it would be like five
Yeah,
different
no, that's cool.
answers.
No,
I
that's
don't
a good
know.
question.
What gets you up in
I
the
like
morning?
that.
What gets you up in the morning to be motivated and, strive the day? There
I
you
love it.
go.
Thank you. Okay,
Take control of your
few
day.
last questions, and this is it. You just give one answer, and we'll go from there. Because this is still a real estate podcast too. We talk about a lot about everything,
Okay.
but real estate's the main. Anyways, rapid fire house edition. Preferences, okay? Spanish or colonial home in terms of the architecture?
Okay.
Spanish, okay.
Spanish.
Beach home or the luxury suburbs?
Luxury suburbs.
In terms of office or workout room? Okay.
Office.
Two-car garage, or would you rather have it be a gym? Some people like converting stuff.
I have to go out. I need to go to a class and be told what to do. So two-car garage.
Excellent. I feel you. I'm the same way. All right, Olivia, I really appreciate you being on here at Full Count Podcast.
Thank
Yes, this
you.
was amazing. Great insight, too, about the Dodgers. Where can people find you? And we all know you're at NBC as a sports anchor, but in terms of your social media, anything like that you want to share?
Yes, I'm on X. I believe it's Garvey NBC Los Angeles, and then on Instagram it's LiveGarv6.
LiveGarb6. Perfect. Thank you. This was great. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.